makes you so sick at heart that you can't take part. You can't even passively take part.
Being a Latin Americanist, I think I need to make a statement about what's going on in Cuba. So I will. And in fact, I've written it down. So, what I want to discuss is not economics, it's not politics. I worked 7 years for the Economist Intelligence Unit in their Latin America team, and unfortunately, Cuba was never in my portfolio during that time. So, my expertise is not the same as other countries that I did cover, like Mexico, where I'm from, or Venezuela, for example. All my work on Cuba was done indirectly, checking other people's reports and other people's work, not my own. So this is not going to be a discussion about the state of the Cuban economy or how Cuban politics works, but rather about our ideological posturing, particularly that which we display online. If you're a leftist on the internet, your main concern is pointing out the inhumanity and cruelty of the embargo, which is the longest embargo in history, and one that serves no purpose other than punishing a country for choosing sides in a Cold War that has long ended. If you're a more extreme leftist, perhaps you're tempted to think that the protesters are CIA operatives or financed by right-wing Florida Cuban Americans. But if you're from the right, your main concern is pointing out the lack of democracy and civil rights and basic freedoms of the Cuban people living under an oppressive communist dictatorship. The embargo has nothing to do with this, according to you. Well, you're both kind of right, and you're also very wrong. Everything the right says about the lack of democracy is true. But the embargo also has a lot to do with the economic conditions on the island, which is also a reason why people are protesting. They're not just protesting about democracy, they're also protesting about the economic situation and their well-being. You can't argue about democracy without mentioning the embargo, and you also can't mention the embargo without mentioning democracy. So here's the hypocrisy. People in the US, and in the West in general, but mostly in the US, are not in a position to determine what kind of government the Cuban people deserve to have. That is for them to decide. That is what self-determination of peoples is all about. That's written in the UN Charter that your country wrote and signed. Focus on what your country can do, which is lift the embargo, which I should add, the Biden administration has shown no signs of wanting to do, making it actually closer to Trump on this issue than to Obama. As for leftists, let Cubans protest for whatever grievances they feel are worth protesting for. If democracy is one of them, you're in no position to deny them that right. It takes a massive degree of intellectual and moral arrogance to sit in a comfortable Western home where your freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and voting rights are enshrined by law, and then dismiss the desire of democracy as some CIA or State Department plot. I've been to Cuba. It's a beautiful, dare I say, magical country. The people are absolutely amazing and have done so much with so little. But the fact is that Cuba's social progress has not been matched with political progress. And the fact is that their economic conditions would be so much better if they could trade with their neighbor, the largest economy in the world. You can reconcile both of these positions. I know you can. Stop being mouthpieces for your political tribe, especially your online tribe, and start thinking for yourselves. And I guarantee you that in the long run, the Cuban people will be more grateful for that. And that's all I have to say for now.